Welcome to WhatCulture. My name is John Reed. Today we are doing some rebooking warfare. You see, because me and Spencer, which will have a video up later on today or tomorrow, we are going to be rebooking the WWE version of ECW. Now, if you've seen Wrestle Talk, the Wrestle Rambles with their fantasy booking warfare, it's going to be kind of like that. Where I'm going to give my pitch, he's going to give your pitch, his pitch, and y'all are going to vote. If you've also seen WhatCulture's and Blanc when he did the how WWE should have booked, we're basically doing the same thing here. So that now y'all know where we got our inspiration for this video, for this series that we're going to be doing. Let's get into it. The original ECW reboot was absolutely horrible. With McMahon winning the championship, the bad gimmicks, and you know what? I can do it better. Now before we begin, I know that ECW restarted. The actual restart date for ECW was like in around June. I want to push that back to November because I'm going to be booking from the first episode of the relaunch to the first pay-per-view, which is December to Dismember. Okay? So, to begin, on the very first episode, right after the intro, Paul Heyman comes out to the ring. He has a mic in hand. He stands center in the ring. He smirks as he looks around. Ladies and gentlemen of the great city of Philadelphia, welcome to the new ECW. The crowd goes wild, chanting ECW, ECW, ECW. And with a new ECW, it calls for a new ECW championship. And we will hold a title match in 4 weeks at our very first pay-per-view, December to Dismember, where he gets cut off. The PA system hits with "No chance. You got no chance in hell." The EC crowd boos as Vince McMahon walks down to the ring, microphone in hand. "Paul, this isn't the old ECW. This is the new ECW. This is the WWE ECW. And yes, it may be Philadelphia, and this may be your creation. You may be the one that is the general manager, but while this brand is under the WWE banner, you are my bitch. So, let me introduce you to your inaugural ECW World Champion, Bobby Lashley." Out comes Bobby Lashley, the ECW championship on his shoulder. It looks like the one that was in the late 90s. So, now you can finish what you were going to say, Paul. And Paul retorts right away, "Ah, how cute, Bobby. Question. You have the look of a champion. I'll give you that. But are you extreme? As general manager, I am making the main event tonight an Extreme Rules match for the ECW Championship, where Bobby, you will face this man." And from the crowd, out comes Sandman, drinking a cold beer on his way. "Oh, and Vince, this is Philly. Here, you're there, bitches." Oh, am I now? I could just fire you on the spot and put Shane or Stephanie in charge. Paul calms down and Vince smiles as him and Bobby walks out of the ring. It cuts to commercial. Upon his return from commercial break, CM Punk is in the ring waiting for his opponent, and the PA system hits with Tommy Dreamer's music. The first match is Punk versus Dreamer. Tommy gets hit with the GTS 1, 2, 3. CM Punk wins. In the main event, it's Bobby Lashley versus the Sandman, as they stand face to face and go at it. It's a good 8 minutes in. Sandman has a kendo stick in hand. Okay. And they go at it. Kendo shot. Retake. And they go at it. Kendo stick shots. Chair shots. Sandman gets a table and sets it up in the corner. But as he turns around, Bobby Lashley spears him into the table. 1, 2, 3. Bobby Lashley retains the ECW Championship. Backstage, Vince is seen talking to Paul. I told you this isn't the same ECW that you created. It's mine. The next few weeks, Paul puts Bobby Lashley in matches with ECW originals. RVD, Sabu, Tommy Dreamer. Each time, all ending with Bobby Lashley barely escaping with the victory. But one thing that's the same, no one kicks out of the spear. On the show prior to December to Dismember, Vince and Bobby are in the ring, and Vince is gloating on how the original ECW is dead, and no ECW original can beat his new breed. Paul comes out and admits that he hasn't been able to do what he wanted since the reboot. Vince, I will admit to you that this is not the ECW I made. It's new and improved. I tell you what, I know you don't want me in ECW, but I still booked this show. I am booking Bobby in a 6-man Extreme Rules elimination match, where Bobby will face Rob Van Dam, Sandman, Sabu, Tommy Dreamer, and a mystery opponent that I cannot mention at this time. And why would I let you book that match? My champion doesn't deserve that. That's true. But if Bobby retains, me and my originals will leave ECW. In WWE, for good, you can have ECW. You can give ECW to your spoiled brats. Just realize this, that these Philly fans, they're coming with us. You're going to put your job on the line. You got a deal. Good. I have a contract right here. Sign it, please. And the match is official. Vince smirks without even reading it. He signs, knowing that none of his ECW originals can beat Bobby Lashley. So, at December to Dismember, it's time for the main event. RVD, Sabu, Sandman, and Dreamer all come down. Thing to note is that this is not an ECW Extreme Rules Elimination Chamber. It's just a legit 6-pack challenge with Extreme Rules attached to it. So, then Vince comes out with Bobby Lashley They are walking around holding the championship in front of everyone's faces. Then Paul Heyman comes out. Ladies and gentlemen, the mystery opponent is the new. He isn't an ECW original. He is a new breed. He is the second city saint, CM Punk. Punk comes out and shakes Paul Heyman's hand, and the match begins. They all gang up on Lashley, all taking turns to take shots. Lashley pushes everyone off of him, and he rolls out of the ring, grabbing a steel chair, and starts to swing everything in sight. He stepped the chair over CM Punk's back. He then turns and sidesteps a Tommy Dreamer charging him. And he delivers a spear. 1, 2, 3. Tommy Dreamer has been eliminated. Sabu brings in a steel chair of his own and goes to hit Bobby Lashley. But Bobby thinks he's smart. He rolls out of the ring and he's taunting fans like, I know what's up. Unknowing to him, Sabu is setting up the chair. He goes off the ropes, bounces off the chair, and lands on Bobby. Throws him back in. As soon as he gets in the ring, spear. 1, 2, 3. Sabu has been eliminated. Then, as he gets up and turns around, he receives a dropkick from RVD, which sends him going into the turnbuckle where he falls into a seated position. Rob Van Dam grabs a steel chair and wedges it in front of his face. He goes to the corner across with him, gets on top of the ropes, and goes for a coast to coast. Bobby, he gets out of the way. He sidesteps as RVD crash lands into the steel chair. As Bobby lines him up, and as he stands and turns around, he gets hit with a spear. 1, 2, 3. RVD has been eliminated. It's down to Bobby Lashley, the Sandman, and CM Punk. So, as Bobby Lashley stands up, he gets hit with a kendo stick straight to the back. Sandman is going at Bobby. He is not stopping. Like, he gets to like 10 hits, and Bobby is just flat on his face. It's like he's not moving at all. Sandman turns around. He gets lifted onto CM Punk's shoulder, and CM Punk hits the GTS. 1, 2, 3. The Sandman has been eliminated. Now it's down to the final two: Bobby Lashley and CM Punk. As CM Punk goes to put Bobby into the GTS, Bobby slips out and pushes him and delivers a spear. 1, 2, kick out. The crowd goes wild because this is the first time that anyone has kicked out of a Bobby Lashley spear. Furious, Bobby paces the ring, grabbing his head, asking Vince what to do. Vince says, hit him again! Hit him again! So, Bobby goes into the corner and lines up again as he charges CM Punk at the very last second. Punk lifts him on his shoulders, delivers the GTS. 1, 2, 3. Match is over. Bobby Lashley has been eliminated. Your winner of the match and new ECW champion, CM Punk. Vince grabs a mic. No. Heyman, you might have won, but you are out of there. Because Paul, you're fired. He gets cut off by Heyman. Actually, I'm glad that you didn't read the fine print. Because if you would have realized that if Lashley lost, I would have complete control over ECW. And I don't have to listen to you. So Vince, you're fired. Vince gets escorted out of the arena by the ECW originals as Punk and Heyman stand in the ring celebrating the new ECW. That is how I would rebook the ECW up to their very first pay-per-view. Give me your thoughts in the comments below. Give this video a like. Maybe even subscribe if you want more content. Thank you all.